Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. You know to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. I'm not going to bore you. I'm going to get right into it. We're going to talk about this market, how frothy it is, stocks and crypto. Yes, we've made a lot of money, but there is need for some concern and some caution because this market keeps running higher and higher and higher. And I'm sorry to gross you guys out. You guys know what I say. You can't keep eating and not take a dump. All right. And so I believe that we still have room for as much as a 10% pullback even before the election because that's not falling apart. And I believe, probably by the end of November, we will be higher than we are now. You got analysts raising the price from 55K on the S&P now up to from 55 to 59. So just going higher. And if they're wrong, they just change. Okay. And they're very, very confident until it changes. Well, I'm telling you, I'm not very, very confident on anything, stocks nor crypto. But I have a plan, and that's what we're going to talk about. What is your plan just in case there is a change in direction? If the market goes from bullish to bearish, and when it does happen, it will be swift and it will be brutal. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that we stay, prepared and have a plan. All right, guys. Today is brought to you by Mumu. Get up to 8.1%. I'm bringing up Mumu today because we're going to look at some things that I found in Mumu, and I want you guys to start looking at this. Okay, one of the things we're going to start looking at is what can we start looking for if the market does go down, right? If the market just does take a turn for the worse, what can we look for? Okay. So there are certain sectors that do well. Now, I found this in the Mumu app, and you get the free level 2 data. I want you guys to look at this. Okay. It talks about the Russell 2000, which represents small caps. Okay. Representing small cap stocks, it has usually, look at that, underperformed the broader market so far this year. You see that? All right. You see how it's underperformed. The broader market being the blue. This was in the Mumu app. This is why I say don't just trade with it, good people, but look at some of the free tools that help you to make money. So now let's go back. Let's look at this. This is what I want you guys to look at. All right. Small cap stock outperform after Fed rate cuts. And you could see it says here, small cap stocks have historically outperformed large cap stocks when? After the first Fed rate cut. All right. With gains of 11%, 15%, and 28% at 3, 6, and 12 months, respectively. You could see it right there. Now, I want to make something clear that soon as the Fed start cutting rates, it's not bullish for the market. All right. It's bearish for the market short term, but long term, it's bullish for the market. So what does it do? It provides a buying opportunity, right? And so while everyone else is, you have novices expecting the market to just take off, so, and it just takes off. No, it does not. It provides a buying opportunity. I'm talking about the stock market right now. It provides a buying opportunity because there's usually a sell off as soon as it happens. But this year could be different. So what I'm saying is not written in stone. It being an election year, and I will tell you, it's going to be the most volatile fourth quarter. This fourth quarter in the stock market, get ready, will be highly volatile because of high inflation and how this market is so tied to politics. It's going to be extremely, extremely volatile, right? I don't even want to talk about what's happened politically because it'll get political, okay? You know, what happened with the performance and everything, and there's pressure for him to drop out, somebody else to come in, and anything could happen from now until the election. Okay, I know he has a window of time to make that decision and all of that, and he's, the delegates and all of that stuff. We know that, but anything could happen day by day that will have a swift and a sharp effect on the stock market. Yes, politics does play a part. Okay, so now we got CPI next Thursday. Then we got PPI on Friday, Consumer Price Index and Producers Price Index. We do know that the Fed relies heavily on core PCE, all right? But we got these data points coming this week. These data points, meaning PPI and CPI, coupled with the news that we got from the June jobs, really is enough for the Fed to make his decision. Now, there is a 70% chance of the Fed cutting rates from September through December. Now, some analysts think he's going to do only one in September. Some analysts think he's going to do 2 rate cuts at 25 basis points per rate cut, right? That's one in September and one in December. So what do I think? I don't know. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to see what happens, all right? I've learned you got to just keep your eyes out to see what happened. Now, what we need to do is be prepared. So here's what I'm doing. I'm just going to be straight up with you guys, right? One of the things that I am doing is I am setting stop losses, all right, soon. Now, you got stock like Tesla and Nvidia, like I mentioned over the weekend on that video, that still had room to run. They ran today even more. Just when you think they were at the top, they continue to run. But like I always say, you can't keep eating and not take a dump. I'm sorry, good people. Hopefully you had your lunch already. But we just got to keep it real and be ready. So my question to you is, what are you going to do to prepare? What are you going to do to keep your gains? All right. I have huge gains in my $5 a day. I have huge gains in my DCA, and I want to protect those gains. We have the NASDAQ and the S&P hitting all-time highs. Look at that, good people. All-time highs. This is 5 years. This is max. So we have the NASDAQ and the S&P still hitting all-time highs. And Larry, you act like you unhappy this is happening. No, I'm very happy. I'm making a lot of money, and it's not at great risk. But I heard a report that most of the stock, if you take the Mag 7, most of the stock market is up only 6%. Okay, and so it's heavily weighted, and a lot of people think we're in a bubble. I think we're in a short-term bubble, but unlike the tech bubble of the 90s, this AI is actually in play. It's not something years off. It's not just a promise. It's happening right now. That's why companies like Nvidia is still running. And I do believe there's going to be other chip companies that run. We'll talk about that on a later video, but I'm just going to keep it solid and keep it right to the point. And this also goes for crypto. Let's take a look for crypto. We see we got red for the hour. For the day, we're good. But for the week, red. And we got red for the month, right? So I'm making this video because let's deal with crypto right now. With crypto, you could set your stop losses. And if you're on a platform where you can't do that, I suggest you change that. All right. I have it where I have stop losses on all of my crypto, and I don't make them really tight when I think there's movement. I can loosen them. I can make them tighter. You see where you need to be per crypto. Okay. But I do have them tighter on my meme coins, and I made a mistake and called Ondo a meme. Okay. All right. But I have them tighter on my meme coins because those are the ones that are more riskier. Right. But don't just stop there. I also have a buy orders. Just zoom out over the last 30 days, especially. See where the lows are for all of your coins and set some buy orders there, all right? If you have some fresh powder. That's one of the things that I want you to consider to do. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm telling you just consider, because I believe that crypto could, not will, could trade sideways for the rest of the summer. And, we could, I don't think it's going to be really, really bullish until fall, real bullish. Now we can have bumps, but, I hope I'm wrong and it comes earlier. And, but crypto, 1 minute is look, especially Bitcoin, 1 minute it looks bearish, the next minute it looks bullish. And the truth be told, is still an indecision, right? And no one knows. So all we can do is come on and speculate and tell you what we think. But it's up to you to do your own due diligence and make a solid plan. Now, let's go back to the stock market. I'm telling you guys, for me personally, trailing stop losses. I have mega gains on my Tesla and my Nvidia, all of my blue chip companies, Microsoft. I have a ton of gains, right? And hopefully you guys have too. And so what I'm going to do on those is I'm going to put a trailing stop loss, not a hard stop loss, but a trailing stop loss. And I have a trailing stop loss on them, okay? But what I tend to do is the higher the market gets, the tighter my stop loss is. So I may start at a 20% because some of my portfolios I'm up over 200% on some of my stock. So it's nothing for me to have a 20% trailing stop loss. So what I'm using this for an example. So now I can decrease that to 10. And then when I think it's getting real top heavy, I can decrease that to 5%. For those of you that don't know, a hard stop loss, it goes up and then you got a stop loss here. It comes down, triggers a sell, right? Trailing stop loss, this is the stop loss and this is your stock. If you set it 5%, 10%, 20%, let's say you set it 10%. Long as that stock is going up, the trailing stop loss trails it and it goes up. But soon as it turns around and falls more than 10%, then it triggers a sell. Now, it doesn't work perfectly. I know that. And it doesn't work after hours. I know that. Or in the pre-markets. I know that. But you got to have some safety. And I'd rather have those engaged. And if you don't know about trailing stop losses, I talk about it on this page. I want you to stop right now when you finish looking at the links below in this video. I want you to study everything you can using the broker that you're using to consider putting some trailing stop losses on and protecting your gains. So Larry, I want to stay in these plays. That's cool. What I do is I save a share of each. I save a share of each, right? And so if it triggers a stop loss, I have it on everything but one share. So I could see quickly what goes in. All right. I don't believe a recession is going to happen this year. It being an election year, I don't believe it. That doesn't make it factual. But why do you do that, Larry? Because if a recession does happen and the market does crash down, the bottom is generally in the stock market only 11 days, good people. And you got 11 days to make decisions on everything you're going to buy. I keep a journal on everything I'm going to buy. Small cap, big caps, and this is not it, good people. It's a black one. I want to keep it real. And I have small cap, mid caps. I have ETFs. I got blue chip companies, and those how I break them down. But what makes it easy on all of your brokers, which I have 7, is I keep one share. So if it goes down far enough, I can clearly see it and start to buy. Okay. And so I just wanted to come on and make this video, not to scare you, but to prepare you, because if something does happen, we are prepared and we're actually happy and we see it as an opportunity. We're happy if we're making money, but if it goes down, we're happy because we triggered stop losses, we got some dry powder, and we can go shopping on sale, right? Remember, I've been saying for the most part of almost a year now, for those of you that are new, for every dollar that you would have invested, only invest 25%, and keep the other 75% as cash. I know a lot of you keep a lot of cash in your bank accounts, and if you're not getting 5.1%, I believe that's not wise. Now, let's talk about the 5.1%. When the, at least 5%, when the Fed lower interest rates, right? The 5.1% fixed income is going to go what? Away. And all of that liquidity has to go somewhere. It's going to go back into the stock market, good people, but that's going to take time. So now there's no more 5.1% on these high yields, right? And I just showed you what you can get even now here. Look at this. Look at this at Mumu. We're talking about Mumu. 8.1% on your uninvested money, right? So if you just deposited $100 or $1,000 and then have the cash sitting there, you're guaranteed 8.1%. Look at that. You see that? 5.1 plus an extra 3%, right? For 3 months, right? So now what happens is, whether it's through Mumu or your bank, it goes bye-bye eventually when the Fed start cutting rates. Follow? Now, everybody has that money there. Some people are risk off, so they have their money what's in what we call fixed income. 5.1% easy money. For those of you that's been taking advantage of the Mumu, you've been getting 8.1 for 3%. So you can just pile your cash in there and make 8.1 with zero risk, right? But all of this goes away when the Fed actually, not when he says it, but when the interest rate starts to go down. And then all of that money goes to the sideline, right? Because the market starts to drop, and then all of that cash has to get redeployed because it has to make money, and they put it back into the stock market. Okay, so I'm gonna just leave it right there. Make sure you download the Mumu and get it funded today. Let me know if you've learned anything or if you agree with anything. If you think the market is just going to continue to run straight through, which I do not, I believe that we have some volatile days ahead. I believe that we will have some sort of cool off before the election, and I believe we will rebound after the election. But that will be a buying opportunity. Do you have dry powder? Number one, right? Do you know how to set a trailing stop loss? That's number two. And in your crypto, do you know how to set a buy limit order? And do you know how to set a stop loss? And if you answer no to all of these, then that's your homework. And all by get an understanding, I want you guys to make profits, but more importantly, or equally as importantly, I want you to keep your gains. Love you guys. I know this one is different, but sometimes we got to go back to the basics, good people. Love you guys. We'll see you later. Live, love, laugh, and learn. Make sure you download Mumu.